Hello, readers! It's Miss Bushman. Some of my favorite stories are picture books. I just love reading stories because of the illustrations and because of the pictures. When I read a story, looking at the pictures help me better understand what is happening. Today, we are going to read a picture book and use illustrations to help us become better readers. Sometimes pictures can help us understand the characters or the people in the story, the setting, which is where the story takes place, and the plot, or the beginning, middle, and the end. We are going to use the book Officer Buckle and Gloria, written and illustrated by Peggy Rathman, to help us use illustrations to understand our reading. The story begins with us being introduced to the character Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle traveled to different schools to give safety tips, but no one ever listened. Then one day, the police department bought a new police dog named Gloria. Gloria began to travel with Officer Buckle. Gloria first went with Officer Buckle to give a safety speech at Knappville School. Let's look to see what happens when Gloria goes with Officer Buckle to give a speech. Gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. I see that Gloria is doing tricks while Officer Buckle is giving a speech. This helps me understand what is happening during the beginning of our story. The words of the story never tell me about the tricks Gloria is doing. The only way I know this is to look at the pictures. Without the pictures, we wouldn't understand why the students at Knappville School are laughing and having fun during Officer Buckle's presentation. Also, the picture makes the story funny. I can see the different silly tricks of Gloria using the illustrations. As the story continues, I can see that Officer Buckle received many letters from the students during the assembly. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. This illustration helps me understand what is happening in the middle of the story. The picture shows me that a letter was sent to Officer Buckle and Gloria. It also shows me that the students are really enjoying his speeches now instead of being bored. Officer Buckle becomes so popular that a television news team videotaped him giving safety speeches with Gloria. Can you guess what's going to happen next? Let's read another page. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. If you guessed that Gloria was going to do the tricks, you were right. Without this picture, I would never know that Gloria was doing these tricks behind Officer Buckle while being videotaped. Let's take a look to see what's going to happen next. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. When looking at these pictures, I can see that Officer Buckle watches the news and sees, for the first time, that his pal, his friend, has been doing tricks behind him the whole time. I would be upset if I was Officer Buckle, wouldn't you? Because Officer Buckle is upset, he does not go back to Knappville School with Gloria. Let's read to see what happens when Gloria does a presentation on her own. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Knappville School had its biggest accident ever. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh! Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. I can see that a big accident happened at Knappville School, and this disaster happened because Gloria was without Officer Buckle. As the story ends, Officer Buckle realizes that he needs Gloria just as much as Gloria needs him. They learn that everyone makes mistakes and that you should always stick with your buddy. By looking at the last page, I can see in the illustration that Officer Buckle and Gloria have made up and become friends again. Readers, I hope you enjoy reading Officer Buckle and Gloria. This book is a great example of how illustrations can help us be a better reader. Next time you read, make sure to use the illustrations to help you better understand the story.